Morning. Today I'm going to take you through a basic low back and hip stretching routine. For many of us, we're into quite a few weeks of lockdown now. We're either sitting a lot more, moving a lot less, working at workstations at the kitchen table that aren't ideal. Conversely, you might also be working out more. We've now got an opportunity to exercise every day, so people are probably walking a lot more, maybe training every day instead of just 2 or 3 times a week. So putting a lot of different stresses onto our bodies, especially the low back and hip area. So I'm going to take you through some stretches that will keep this area loose, keep you injury free, and probably just keep you ticking over until you can get back in with your therapist for some regular sort of manual work. So this takes about 10 minutes to do. So what I generally do is I'll sort of set it with just like a rolling timer. So just got a stopwatch, something like that, and just set it rolling. And just follow. You can follow me through with this flow through now, or you can just take note of it and then just do the stretches as you want. But this will be up for you to have a look at and follow through whenever you want. So let's get started. Now, first thing I'm going to do is just generally get sort of moving with some general kind of movements that'll start to just warm the muscles up before going straight into a cold static stretch. So just run through these a couple of times and start off light and build bit by bit. So let's get started. So first things I'm going to do is just start with simple lunges. So just sort of starting like so, just nice and easy, just coming forwards, down and back up. Trying to step forward so that the knee stays over the foot. And just nice, easy, sort of 5 on each leg. Just moving forwards, like so. Like that. Body nice and upright, nice and loose. No effort, just easing in, like so. Coming into there. And then from there, just a sideways lunge. Again, don't try and get all the way. Just loosening off bit by bit into there. And again, 5 on each leg. Okay, swan. Into there. And from there, just a nice one, raising the leg up and out. Okay, and the next one is just a simple leg swing, and it very much is just a light kick up and back like so. And you can use your hand just to stop it going all the way up so that you don't want to jerk. Very much a light up and back, up and back. So just moving the hands like so. 5 one leg and 5 the other. Allow that leg to come back and through like so. Okay, and from there we're going to go into the yoga downward dog to start loosening the hip up. So from here, just wanting to go down onto all fours, walk the hands out, and the idea being that you're coming up and push through and back like that. And while you're there, just pedal the ankles, just stretch the calf muscles out. Just get that working, and as you do so, just keep the body dropping through like so. Try not to be up like this. Try to really get those shoulders behind the head like so, and just working that like that. Just easing those calf muscles out, stretching through here, and from there just simply going from here, drop through, drop down, and just roll the hips to stretch the front of the hip and groin out. Just moving around like so. And just working it like that. And into there, just moving it like so, and pushing back again, and through, working it into there, nice and loose, and again into here. But when you're doing this, really try to drop the hips down and let the hips drop, not just arching the back. So you're allowing the body to just drop in and open from the hips. From there, then coming in a little bit more active. So as you push away, try and touch the toe. A little bit more active again. And this is a more advanced version, so don't feel you have to do this one. But it is good for getting that low back starting to stretch out. Into there. Like so. Just dropping in into that particular position. Okay, so I'm just going to get the timer started now for the stretches. So with this one, what we're going to do is start with the groin area through here. So going to go into a deep lunge. So kneel down, one foot in front like so. And the idea is that you pull through, so keep the pelvis turned up and you're going to slide in like that. So just holding, pull that knee forwards and glide forward like that, but the back is straight. And nice and tall through here. And you're just feeling that stretch through the front of the hip, the crease of the thigh, and the groin, not so much the thigh yet. Just stretching in, slowly gliding forwards, just easing down as you go. Into there. And then just bring the hands forward on the inside of the leg, like that. Come onto the ball of the foot, straighten the body down, and just drop in. Just keeping that straight line, just dangling down, and just stretching through. Nice and easy. If you can, drop your body down a little bit further. Coming back up, just slowly circle back and forth, just easing that hip out. And then coming back into a more comfortable position again, opposite hand to foot on the floor like that, reach through and then coming nice and steadily, about 5 of these. From there, just come back, swap the legs over, pull through to the front of that thigh, there, the kneecap, tilt the pelvis up so you're nice and tall, and then glide through, nice and tall. It's just sinking down, weight behind the ankle, just sinking into that. Again, just slowly, steadily stretching out. Tall. Keeping that, if you want to push through with the hand on the buttock to make sure you're not tilting forward. The main thing is that as you come down, you don't drop forward like that, that you're keeping that there and coming there, not down and tilted forward. So just keep that nice and opened out like that, into that position, and then dropping down onto the ball of the foot, and again, nice and straight, just keep that down, body straight and dangling down. Just slowly easing it out bit by bit. You can drop your body any lower, try to do so. And it also helps to turn the leg out slightly and to drop in to get a little bit more of a groin stretch on this leg here. Just pushing that out, dropping through, slowly coming back in, and then from there swap the legs over again, but this time bring the leg across. So put your hands down, bring the leg across and put the side of the shin down, and then just walk that foot back and sink in. So from the front, this looks like this, that you're sort of kneeling like so, and you bring that foot through into where that foot is, and you drop down into there and just sink in. So from here across, walk the hands over and sink into that. Just let that bottom, trying to get this buttock down to the floor, just walk that back foot out, get nice and tall and sink in. This is a pigeon stretch. Just hold that for a while and then relax down. A bit more. And then just pushing that in, trying to get as close to the ground as you can. And then slowly bring that leg back, bring the other one through, down, just sink in. Stretch it down. Doesn't matter how far down you go on these, as long as you're keeping the body upright. Even if you're very tight and you're up here, keeping the body upright and you're just coming off and trying to sink down. Stay up like that. Looks like the birds have woken up. And then just drop forwards. Just resting out and stretch out like so. And then slowly coming back, upright again, pushing that buttock further down with the hips, trying to sink in. So you're opening out through this hip and you're stretching the opposite hip. Nice and tall, like so. And then coming slowly out of that one, give the hips a second to loosen out, then come over onto your back. And the idea with this one is that you're going to do a low back twist to get this lumbar dorsal fascia to loosen out. So you lay on the back like so, bring one leg up, bring the other leg on top of it like so, and drop this downward leg to the floor, just getting a nice twist. Hands on your chest like that, and just resting it to start with. And then as you feel you're loosening up, start to pull that knee over into there, like so, gradually getting a twist. And then as you feel that loosening out, stretch the arm up to the air and pull it back to the floor at an angle to stretch that rib cage out. So you're allowing the shoulder to come out and back. You keep this knee, the other hand holding that knee. And then coming back in, slowly swap the legs over, knee up like that, dropping over, hands on the chest like that to start with. Then after a few seconds, start to let that leg pull down. And then stretch the arm up and allow the shoulder to come back. And then just back into there, just allowing that final stretch. and then coming back up. Now, another area that gets really tight is the area around here. It's very thick ligament, very short, tight muscle, and it's very hard to loosen up. So two classic stretches, the classic legs with putting the legs apart, pushing them apart like that, bringing the arm on the inside of the thigh, stretch up and come sideways over. So the idea being that you are coming sideways like that. That can be quite hard to get the legs apart. So a good way of starting this out is to just sit with the legs crossed like so. So just sit with the legs crossed like that. Hold on to one foot or ankle like that, and you're pulling in like this. You're pulling yourself down to try and get that elbow down. So as you come across, you're heading for your knee. You're not going straight sideways. You are coming towards where your knee is. So you're sort of bringing that elbow in front and coming over the top. And you hold tight here and pull yourself down and stretch. So again, up and over. And pull down. Swap hands over. Stretch up. Arm through and pull down like that. But this will, if you're sitting at a desk, if you're sitting at the kitchen table, getting stiff, spending long hours on the sofa, this is the area that you'll really need to loosen up, and you'll really feel the benefit of this. And then if you can, push the legs apart, stretch them around like that. Same sort of thing, but you're just dropping that hand down through, trying to reach for that foot. Stretching it over. And then to the other side, like so. Okay. Into there, like that. So that takes care of this sort of area through here. And then to move into this, you need to find a wall or something to go against. And the idea being that you're going to lay on your back near the wall, like so, and you're going to cross one leg over like that and slide the foot down the wall. So you're going to come down to that point there, and the idea being that you keep the foot, this foot here, that foot against the wall, and the pelvis is down on the floor, and you keep that leg pushed out. And the idea is that as you push against the wall and lift this foot away, it adds tension to the glutes. So on this side, cross over, pelvis flat, slide down the wall until you feel the tension through here and hold it there. So you're feeling tension all through this glute. Keep that pushed out like that and just hold it there. As it starts to get easier, you can lift the toe off, and that pushes the knee to add more stretch. And then as it gets looser, you just slide down the wall. But make sure the back doesn't come off like that. You're just nice and tight, like so. Just pushing away into here and holding there like that. Just to come, for me, just to stretch that out again. So you're just going to come down like that, stretch it, and hold like so, just keeping that stretch into there. So final bit of the low back and hip, back onto that in a second. So the frog stretch, this is probably one of the very best hip openers out. So with this, you're going onto all fours, keeping the back straight, knees going out, shins parallel like that. So your feet aren't together, you're not like this, you're like that. And the idea being that you walk the feet apart, legs apart like so, back stays level, and you slowly glide back, pushing that pelvis back behind the knees. Slowly down this way, and slowly out, opening the pelvis out and dropping it to the floor. This is probably one of the most valuable exercises to do for preventing hip arthritis. It's not a nice exercise, but it's really valuable, really helps. And just push back, slowly stretching in. And do this 3 or 4 times. Just slowly stretching it to the extent that you can, pushing it a little bit further slowly each time, not forcing it, but taking it a little bit to the limit, and then dropping that pelvis down into there, and then slowly back again, just easing it out. Make sure the feet don't come together, that the shins are parallel and the feet are flat like that, and then stretching out. Just this kind of pace, just slowly dropping in, but not arching the back. You're really trying to open the pelvis out, so trying to keep the back flat like that, to there. And then finally, to loosen the lower back out, a yoga stretch, the child's pose. You're just kneeling down like so, and just sinking back, and allow your back just to relax and stretch out. So you're just resting the buttock on the calf muscles and just stretching, and it's very relaxing. And just relax it down. And just feel yourself stretch and lengthen. So that's your low back and hip routine. A couple of ones that are useful that add on to that is the quads and the hamstrings. My favourite hamstring stretch, again, is done against a wall or a couch. It's called the couch stretch because you can do it sliding with your foot on the sofa. But basically you need a surface like that. You're going to kneel down, feet like so. Bring one leg up close but not directly against it. So 3 or 4 inches away like that. Bring the other foot through. And the idea being that you just drop that leg forward. So before you bring your body up, you just drop and stretch the front of that thigh loose, like so. And slowly, again, opening out from the hip. I'm not arching my back. Just allowing that hip to open out. And just stretch through, feeling it all through here until you're in that position gradually. Now, you shouldn't be up here straight away if you're tight. Take as long as you need to be down here to get the thigh loosened out. The instant you find yourself opening up from the shoulders, you're doing it wrong. So you need to drop through with the hip. It's all coming through from the hip, and then your body comes up like that. Just stretching in like that. Just step over, foot back against there. Up there like that, and dropping through, and then just opening the hip out bit by bit. Just slowly easing out, and drop that hip through, coming up bit by bit, like so. Drop in and loosen it a little bit more, and then slowly come up again, bit by bit, like that, and just ease that down. Okay, and then for the hamstrings, a simple forward fold, slight bend in the knee, and just rest down, and just feel yourself stretching. So feel all the lumbar fascia loosen out. Stretch down, nice relaxation in the knee to start with, so you get in the middle of the muscle belly, and then you can just put the fingers underneath the toes and just slowly stretch one and pedal these. I much prefer this way of loosening the hamstrings, where you can just slowly pedal and straighten and loosen out like so, and then pulling the body down. So. Just easing down. And then you can bring the feet together, slide down the back, and hold. Keeping the back reasonably straight and hinging from the hips like that as you come down. That's why if you slide down the back like that, it tends to keep you a little bit more straight. And then you can just simply, to add more to it, cross over like that and slide down and just ease that down like that. Over and then cross over again and slide that down. And that's pretty much done. That's taken us 20 minutes to do, but that's a thorough one to do. So have a play around with that. It's worth doing some of that every single day. You don't have to do the whole routine like that, but that's just a nice routine to follow along. That took us about 20 minutes in total, but that was with explanations and everything, so should be a little bit easy to do that. But if you have any questions, let me know. And that's the timer running out. There we go. Good timer. Okay, but remember, any questions, you can always tag me in the comments below, and we'll see if we can try and help. Okay, stay healthy and stay safe, and I will see you at your next appointment.